Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Wednesday, December 4th, 2024, and these are your unbiased updates. Political unrest involving a key U.S. ally, what the South Korean president declared, the firestorm of reaction, and what happens from here. And massive breach, the foreign hack attack on telecommunications giants such as AT&T and Verizon. What you need to know this morning to protect your personal messages.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
It may have been short-lived, but the South Korean president's declaration of martial law could have implications for months to come, as 6 opposition parties have moved to impeach Yoon Suk-yeol. Martial law grants the military temporary rule during an emergency, which the president has the constitutional ability to declare. Yoon sent heavily armed forces into the streets of Seoul on Tuesday after suddenly and unexpectedly putting the country under martial law, vowing to eliminate, quote, anti-state forces he claimed were planning a rebellion. Action was swift, with protesters surrounding South Korea's parliament building and lawmakers climbing walls to get back into the building and using fire extinguishers to hold soldiers off so they could unanimously vote to cancel the martial law declaration just hours after it was put in place. Impeaching Yoon requires the support of 2/3 of the National Assembly and at least 6 of the country's 9 constitutional court justices. The liberal opposition Democratic Party holds a majority in the 300-seat parliament and has called for Yoon's resignation. One Democratic Party lawmaker said a vote on impeachment could come as early as Friday. Martial law is a sensitive subject in South Korea, which has only been a democracy since the 1980s. Before that, in the wake of the Korean War, which ended in 1953, multiple dictatorships emerged, with leaders often declaring martial law to prevent anti-government protests. South Korea is considered a key ally of the United States, and White House officials say they are, quote, monitoring the situation closely. The United States has about 28,000 troops stationed in South Korea. We turn now to President-elect Donald Trump's nominations for his incoming administration. 3 picks made headlines yesterday, including Chad Chronister, Trump's selection to lead the Drug Enforcement Administration. The sheriff of Hillsborough County, Florida, which includes Tampa, on Tuesday took his name out of the running to be DEA administrator, saying in a post on X, to have been nominated was an honor of a lifetime, but added, quote, as the gravity of this very responsibility set in, he concluded that he must respectfully withdraw from consideration. The nomination came under fire from some Trump supporters over Chronister's enforcement of COVID-19 restrictions during the pandemic. This marks the second Trump nominee to withdraw his name after former Congressman Matt Gaetz said he would not continue his bid to become Attorney General. Meantime, reports indicate Trump's nominee for FBI Director Kash Patel was the target of a possible Iran-backed cyberattack. Sources familiar with the situation telling multiple outlets, including ABC News and CBS News, that the alleged hackers targeted Patel's communications, but it was not clear how much data they were able to view. Patel held various roles during Trump's first term, including Chief of Staff of the Secretary of Defense. And there might be a change when it comes to the next Defense Secretary. The Wall Street Journal and other outlets are reporting this morning that Trump's pick, former Fox News anchor Pete Hegseth, and his future are in doubt. Since his nomination, Hegseth has been the subject of reports on allegations about his personal life, including claims of sexual misconduct, repeated intoxication, and rampant womanizing. Hegseth has denied those allegations. The Wall Street Journal and New York Post are both reporting Trump is considering Florida governor and former GOP presidential candidate Ron DeSantis as a possible replacement for Hegseth. DeSantis served in the U.S. Navy before becoming governor. Both Trump and DeSantis attended a memorial service Tuesday for fallen law enforcement officers in Palm Beach County, Florida. Hegseth has been meeting with Senate Republicans at the Capitol this week to try to rally support ahead of confirmation hearings. People close to the president-elect's team say talks of a replacement are in the early stages, and the next 48 hours are crucial to Hegseth's future. To the courts now. President-elect Trump's lawyers have officially asked a judge to throw out his criminal conviction in his so-called hush money case. In May, a jury found Trump guilty of 34 charges in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election through a payment to a porn actor. She says she and Trump had sex. Donald Trump has long denied it. In a filing made public on Tuesday, Trump's lawyers said continuing the case would present, quote, disruptions to the institution of the presidency and undermine the transition of power as he prepares to take back the Oval Office next month. Lawyers also pointed to President Joe Biden's recent move to pardon his son, Hunter, of his convictions on tax fraud and gun charges, where the president said Hunter was unfairly prosecuted. Trump's lawyers calling it political theater. Prosecutors have until Monday to respond. In the past, they said they would fight efforts to dismiss the case, but indicated a willingness to delay the sentencing until after Trump's second term ends in January of 2029. U.S. officials are now recommending Americans use encrypted messaging apps amid a cyber attack on telecommunications companies like AT&T and Verizon. Cybersecurity experts advise you to encrypt your text messages and voice communication if possible. Microsoft says the hacking campaign, which they've nicknamed Salt Typhoon, is one of the biggest intelligence compromises in U.S. history and has not yet been fully stopped. Officials say China is behind the attack in an attempt to spy on Americans. Chinese officials have not addressed the accusations. Your chances to get some of the deepest discounts of the holiday shopping season have passed, with Cyber Monday now in the books. Consumers took full advantage, collectively spending a record, get this, $13.3 billion online during Cyber Monday. Adobe Analytics says that's up more than 7% from last year and surpassed projections. The company said between the peak hours of 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. alone, people spent a combined $15.8 million every 60 seconds. And it looks like buy now, pay later plans were quite popular, accounting for more than $991 million worth of Cyber Monday spending. Finally this morning, just who is the greatest pop star of the 21st century? Thanks to Billboard, we have our answer. Beyoncé topping Billboard's staff-chosen editorial list. The music charting site says the choice is based on Beyoncé's full 25 years of influence, impact, and evolution. Billboard says when talking about greatness in the 21st century, nobody but Beyoncé has a longer or fuller track record. Beyoncé holds the record for most Grammy wins at 32, and her latest album, Cowboy Carter, is up for 11 trophies at the 2025 Grammy Awards. Taylor Swift came in at number 2 on Billboard's list, and Rihanna in at number 3. By the way, Taylor said she's fine, and congratulations to Beyoncé on winning, so her fans will just have to shake it off. Those are your unbiased updates for this Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.